Hello and welcome, my friends, to Flossmas at Flannel Jammies Farm. I'm Donna Ray, and this is my second Flossmas video. It's December 2nd, 2018, and it's a dreary, cloudy, yucky, overcast day here at Flannel Jammies Farm, but we're going to talk about some fun stuff. Remember, yesterday I showed you my finish of Lizzie Kate's, it's actually the naughty part of the pattern. Dear Santa, I've been good, but this little tiny one is called Naughty, and it says, naughty, nice, I tried. And that was part of a stitch along that the ladies at Snug Harbor Crafts, Debbie and Kefren, have been hosting, and you could stitch any Lizzie Kate Christmas pattern and just hashtag it coming to town SAL, coming to town Sal, when you post it to social media. And also tag Snug Harbor Crafts because they want to see all of your progress. So I finished that little pattern yesterday, and I talked about having hopefully a fully finished item today. Well, I have one. So this is what I did with that cute little stitch. See, it says naughty, nice, and I tried. So I wanted to leave this for Santa because I want him to know that I tried really hard. So I've bribed him with some white chocolate and peppermint candy dipped pretzel rods to tell him I tried, I really did. So I went ahead and I took the finished stitch and I put some interfacing on the back of it just to give it some stability. I applied it to the glass jar. This is an antique glass jar that came from my husband's aunt's house. And I applied it to the jar using just ribbon strips. And I love this ribbon. Isn't it cool, this striped kind of creamy canvas ribbon? I love it. I frayed the edges, all four edges of my stitch. I put it here and wrapped the ribbon around, and on the back of the jar, and you'll see it's an antique atlas jar, I just folded over the edges and put two little green buttons. I love this finish. You know, I added a little bow at the top that matches the same striped ribbon. This was the thing that came to me while I was in line at Michael's, and I was scribbling a little jar on the back of an envelope and, you know, fray the edges, writing little notes to myself. It's kind of crazy, but I think it turned out really cute. So there's my FFO. I'm gonna put that aside. All right, and then I told you I was gonna work on, in yesterday's video, Plum Street Samplers 12 Days of Christmas. This is a freebie chart. It's a whole series, the full 12 days, and I printed out each one. So I can show it to you. I don't want you to be upset with me that I'm showing a pattern. It's a freebie. You can go find it on the Plum Street Samplers blog. So I've printed off each day, and they're charted mostly for red and green. I made a little change. For this one, the crown and the one little pair that's supposed to be green, I'm going to be doing in gold. And I carried that throughout the series of patterns. Wherever there was a crown, I'm going to be stitching that in gold. There's a flute in one of the patterns, and I'm going to do that in gold, just to give it a little something extra. So I had done some of the border. There's also a border pattern if you want to stitch them all in one piece instead of individual pillows. And I had done just like 2 squares of the border when I started, and then I didn't go back to it. I felt bad, I really did. But at any rate, I did some stitching. I added more of the border. Whew, big piece of fabric. I added more of the border, and oh my goodness, I'm making a mess of this. More of the border, and I started stitching that first partridge in a pear tree, and you'll see I did the crown in gold. I'll probably not frame it, but maybe make it into a soft wall hanging. I think that would be a great finish. What do you think? You let me know how you think this should be finished, and we'll chat about that. But I got that done last night, so I feel really good about my progress on that. I'll probably continue to stitch on this evening. I may pull out a new start. We'll see what comes out in tomorrow's Flossmas video. Yesterday's video featured some footage from our visit to the Swedish Christmas Bazaar. What a wonderful treat that was. The glögg was wonderfully spicy. It's a spiced red wine. It was delicious and warm. Oh, so very good. We had a beautiful pastry, so delicious. We also bought some things. I had posted to Instagram a lovely little cake plate that had a red kind of cross-stitched motif around the base, and I was very tempted to buy it, but I didn't. Since my home has lots of other cake plates, and if I brought one more into this tiny house, the walls might burst. I decided to leave it for someone else to be blessed by it, but I bought tons of other things. I couldn't help myself. So first of all, the cardamom bread was amazing. It was so delicious that I went ahead and I bought the bread mix because it was very, very tasty. Really, really good. This is actually, you can use it in a bread machine or by hand. I'll be doing it by hand. So I'll be adding some yeast and kneading and letting it rise, and then probably eating all of the deliciousness myself. I also bought lots of books. I can't show you all of them because some of them will be gifts. But I bought this one. This is Scandi Christmas by Christiane Myers. Look at that. I love all things Scandinavian. We lived in Iceland, in Keflavik, Iceland, for 3 years. My husband was stationed at the NATO satellite communications station there. And we visited throughout the island. What a beautiful place to be. It was just amazing. But this book is gorgeous. There are 45 projects and quick ideas, okay? But it's just lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, I can't wait to dig into it. Oh my goodness. Then, of course, I've read all of the books on hygge. I think I'm saying that right. It's Hygge, and it's kind of the Danish, Scandinavian idea of cozy and warmth, but it's deeper than that. It's warm sweaters and hot cocoa and sitting by the fire and games with friends and reading and candlelight and all of those things that give us that warm and cozy feeling. So I've read everything about that. And we do a lot of those practices at home. But then there was this book, Live Lagom. And I had to ask the nice Swedish ladies, okay, so what's lagom? I have no idea what lagom is. Well, they told me it's kind of not too much, not too little. And it's kind of this way of living a balanced life. I have a little problem with that. So I'm hoping this book will help me. So it says, Live Lagom, balanced living the Swedish way. And it's just a small book, but it's, again, lots of photographs, lots of ideas, recipes, lots of good information. So I'm really hoping that that will be a wonderful addition to my library. I would show you the rest, but as I said, I can't. They are Christmas gifts. We are now in the Advent season. This is the first Sunday of Advent. Advent is a time of waiting. It's a time of expectant joy. as Christians wait for and anticipate the celebration of the birth of the Christ child. It's a wonderful time of year for us. There are always lots of beautiful hymns played in our churches. There are lots of crafts as we're doing Advent workshops and preparing items for our homes. There are, familiar things, nativity scenes, familiar Bible stories about the birth of Jesus. There's the lighting of the Advent candles, one each week leading up to Christmas. And then on Christmas Eve, we light the center candle, the white one, which is the Christ candle. So this morning we went off to church and we had a lovely time in our discipleship class. We went from there into our worship service, and our merry bells were playing today. We have two handbell choirs in our church. We have the Bells of Providence. It's the more advanced handbell players. My husband plays the really big handbells in that handbell choir. And then we have the Merry Bells. The Merry Bells are kind of handbell light at our church. They are a fun group of people that really enjoy ringing the bells. And so I will put in a little clip of their handbell playing today. After church, after worship, we had what we call Joy-Filled Sundays. It's kind of an Advent workshop. It's a time where people in our church come together. We have a finger food potluck luncheon, and then everyone's invited to make crafts. This year we were making chrismons. Chrismons are kind of Christian-themed ornaments for the tree. They started in 1957 here in Danville, Virginia, actually, here in our home state. A lady was looking for a way to honor her faith and honor the Lord in her Christmas decorations in her church. So she developed chrismons. It's kind of a smashed together word of Christ and monogram, chrismons. And they are white ornaments with gold accents, and each one is a symbol for either our faith or Christ himself. So there's a lamb, there's a cross, there's a nativity scene, the star, an angel, the Christmas rose, lots and lots of them. And so we had tables set up where children and families and grown-ups alike could make chrismons today, as well as glass luminaries. We had glass jars and they could paint them with Mod Podge and then tissue paper squares. Another coat of Mod Podge over top of that. And when they dry, the children can put in a little electric candle and turn it on at night, and it looks like a little stained glass luminary. So lots of fun in church today. It was great. So I'm going to put a few things in of our little day at church, and then I'll be back. Friends, it's been so much fun to visit with you today. We've had a lovely Sunday, and now I am going to put on my Christmas jammies. I'm going to put on some Christmas music, and I'm going to decorate this naked tree. I don't want you to have to look at a naked tree in the corner of my kitchen on Flosstube number 3. So I'm going to get some ornaments on here. I'm going to get more decorations throughout the house, and we're going to Christmas this place up. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday, whatever you're doing, however you're enjoying the day. I'll be back tomorrow with another Flossmas video, number 3. I wonder what I'll be doing. Who knows? Friends, I hope that your Sunday has been warm and wonderful, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.
I've never seen a dead man come to life, or seen a blind man get a sight, never seen water turn